Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Drive-Thru. I'm your host, Tony T, as we broadcast live here on Pig Dog's YouTube channel throughout social media. We'll get you out here well before the top of the hour. Give you enough time to get those games, those bets in for the primetime games. And that's what we do here Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time on the Drive-Thru. We give you live free sports picks for the games beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern Time and later. And to deliver those winners are professional handicappers over at Pig Dogs and Sports Chat Place. Let's take a look at who'll be on the show for tonight. We got Mitch with us tonight. From Las Vegas, Nevada, Joe D'Amico, Ron Romanelli, Center Square Joe Duffy, Chris Ruffolo, Big Al McMordie, and Shorr with their Wednesday appearance, and James Clark. And this is how they're going to line up. We're going to actually move Clark to the leadoff here. Clark, Duffy, D'Amico, McMordie, Shorr, Romanelli, Ruffolo, Mitch, and then I will close this one out. All right, Chris, ready for another show? Did you peek at any action on that early baseball?
And no, Tony, was all for me on the nighttime action. How about you?
As well. All right, let's go ahead and get started. We're going to give Chris a break because we're going to go to Skype. We moved James Clark to the leadoff position tonight, so let's go and bring him in right now. James, how's it going?
Pretty good, Tony. How are you today, buddy?
Doing great. All right, you got, as you always have here on the show, you have a home run prop for us. Give it to us.
Yeah, guys, we went 0 for 2 first 2 days this week. I looked to hit one tonight. I'm sticking with this Angels team, guys, against this Baltimore pitching staff. I'm going with Justin Upton. If you look at his last 5 games, he's hit 2 home runs his last 5 games, 10 games. Last 10 games, he's hit 3 home runs in his last 10 games, But the big thing, he's faced Baltimore 7 times, and he's got 4 home runs in his last 7 games against Baltimore. Upton's a good hitter. Ohtani's on the mound tonight. So I'm going to give this out too. Usually when Ohtani's on the mound, I like to go with him as a home run. So for tonight's pick, is Justin Upton. But I like Ohtani and Upton both to hit a home run tonight. Parlay both of them up, guys. It's plus 1,600 if you want to do that. But like I said, tonight's pick, the single pick that I have for the show is the Justin Upton. But I want to give y'all that parlay. I think it'll cash, guys. So, cash, get on both of those, or just get on Upton. It's whichever one you like. But I really like this Upton to hit a home run tonight.
All right, James Clark is again picking on this Orioles pitching staff, which has just been atrocious. That they gave 14 runs yesterday. Ohtani 6 at bats, got those 2 walks. That's one thing you got to factor in sometimes when you're looking at these home run props. Is you got to get make contact, right?
Yeah, they walked him. They pitched around him a couple times. But I went with him before. Ohtani, when he's been on the mound, here he is again on the mound. For some reason, he pitches a good game and hits a home run. I mean, you see it all the time. Like he had 9 strikeouts in his last game, and then hit his 40th home run. But Upton is my pick tonight. I really like Upton to hit a home run. But I wanted to get both of these out because I really think both of them hit home run tonight in this game.
Do we have verification of Upton in the lineup? Last you checked, okay.
Last I checked, he was batting 3rd. Last I checked.
Okay. So James Clark here will be on Justin Upton, hit home run at plus. I'm just looking at expected lineups here. I don't have a confirmed lineup from the Angels, so you've got that verified here. So Upton to hit a home run plus 330. All right, James, let's take a look over at Pig Dogs for him tonight. Well, we've got we got 10 games in prime time for Major League Baseball. What do you have going on over at the site?
Well, guys, I got a 5-pack going on. 5 of my best MLB plays that I really like. Guys, go pick up his package, guys. If they go 5-0, team me up with any of these other guys. If you want to on the show, as I say every time I get on the show, we got the best cappers in the world, and we do. Team me up Tony T, Big Al, Little Al, my buddy Trey Jordan, Chris, Tony Brown, Mitch, Rod, any of these guys on the show. Team me up with them, and we'll put some money in your pockets, guys. But also, guys, if you look, I put up a college football season pass, NFL season pass. Go look at them. I think my best capping sport, I've said it a lot through the past month, is football. So go check on it. And I'll tell you what, guys, I'll be on YouTube. I'll be on the chat here. if Upton ain't in the lineup, I'll make sure I give you a good home run prop to make sure we win. By Upton, last I checked, he was in there. So go with that, guys. I'll put one in the messages or message out or let Tony know. But anyways, guys, check out that 5-pack tonight. You know, like I said, if we go 5-0, you know, upgrade 3, 7, or 30 today, guys. Or, you know, team me up with any of these other cappers, like I said, and we'll put money in your pockets, fellas.
That's right, guys. Got on board here with James Huck over at Pick Dogs Premium. We've got 10 games in the prime from Major League Baseball. He has a 5-pack money stack now available there over at Pick Dogs Premium. So get on board with that. Of course, you can take those winnings, go long-term with James. He has his 3, 7, and 30 sports pass. Get every play that James releases over at Pick Dogs Premium for that time period you select. When you go over to the profile page and you make that purchase. All right, James, as always, great having your show. Have yourself a great night. We'll be checking out the chat room as you'll be in the chat room conversing with the viewers there. Of course, if there's any lineup changes here, James will be quick to note that and have a replacement pick. All right, James, have a great night. All right, let's continue on here on the drive-thru. Well, we welcome back Chris to the show, and we got a wardrobe change. Let's go back here to Chris. Chris is a wardrobe change.
I had to. I was getting heat before the show, so I had to change it to get the nuclear heat off of me.
Absolutely had to get that nuclear heat off of Chris. Let's continue on here on the drive-thru. We're going to go ahead and welcome Joe Duffy as we're going to welcome him into the show right now. Let's see if we can find him. We'll find him over at Pick Dogs Premium. Let's see. We get Joe set up here. We usually leads off. We had to get James on early today. Joe, what's happening?
Oh, not too much, Tony T. I'll tell you, I wave off just one bunt sign, and I'm taken out of the leadoff spot. I mean, for crying out loud, you should have made me just run some wind sprints or something.
Yeah, you got to follow the signs, I guess. All right, here we go. 7 Eastern time. These Marlins that host the Nationals. Nationals laying $1.09, total 7.5.
Yeah, this is the lowest total that either team has seen recently, and easily Josiah Gray's lowest total of the year. So, again, a lot of people look at that and say, my goodness, it's got to be an easy over, right? Nope. This is just one of those examples where we take the odds maker's knowledge and we use it against them. The Nats, their last 7 games, they've seen totals of 9 or more in 6 of those, and the other one was at 8.5. Miami's had 5 straight games of 8.5 or more, but I do have an angle that compares the current total to recent ones, and as I said, basically uses the odds maker's knowledge against them. It goes under at a 31.29, 24.12, and 284 rate. Also comparing the current total to the season average of the teams, I got an angle that goes under 2020, 15.36, and 221. Now, Josiah Gray, he hasn't had a total of less than 8.5 all year, but when a pitcher has a total less than any of his recent starts, that goes under 31.55, 23.92, and 2.46. And I got several combo angles that basically say when you combine the team and the pitcher's angles, goes under 4.24, 2.57, and 35, including a very impressive 66, 28, and 1 this season. Gray's been very good this year, 3.12 ER on the A and a 1.15 for WHIP. And, of course, Edward Cabrera, he makes his debut. He's pitched very well in the minors, 2.93 ERA and 13 starts at the minor league level. And I do agree, a lot of the old adages I think are false, but when you're talking about a pitcher making his debut, I think there's a bigger advantage to the pitcher where teams haven't seen him pitch as opposed to vice versa. So the fact that you have a very highly touted pitcher, and I also say, you know, you can't manufacture emotion. So he's probably going to be the most fired up juice guy in the entire stadium. And like I said, if they do eventually catch up to him, it usually takes a few starts. So I do like going with the very highly touted young phenom in his debut against, you know, an offense that isn't exactly the New York Yankees. So again, It is Washington and Miami under W marks, the center square.
All right, Joe Duffy here on the Nationals. Marlins going under 7.5. All right, Chris, Marlins just aren't hitting one-run score the past 2 games. This is with Betti and Gutierrez on the mound here against Washington and Cincinnati. And, of course, you know, this Josiah Gray, the former Dodger prospect, looking well here early on here in his career with the Marlins.
And I think he's showing why he was the centerpiece of. I think he's showing why he was the centerpiece of that deal for, you know, Max Scherzer and Trey Turner. But this was probably a game I was staying away from. Not gonna lie, because I've watched Edward Cabrera come up through the minors, and this is a pitcher that's gone from A-ball to AAA and now in the major leagues over the course of 1 year. maybe there's something there. Maybe it's a little bit too quick. Only time's going to really tell. But yeah, this was a game that wish I could say I had a little bit more of a skin in the game in, but I'm probably just going to watch and see how Cabrera does in his major league debut.
All right, two prospects on the mound here. Joe Duffy with Nationals, Marlins under total of 7.5. This one has a start time, 7 Eastern time over on MLB Extra News Channel. All right, Joe, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs for him tonight. Well, this is a college football week 0, and of course tonight we have 10 games, Major League Baseball in the primetime hour. What do you have going on over at the site?
We do have 3 nighttime winners, including at least one Juicy Lucy. Now, I don't know what you want to read into that, but at least one Juicy Lucy. Now, what is that? That is either an underdog of 140 or more, or a run line play where maybe I'm laying 1.5 and getting back at least 140. So I'm getting at least 140 juice on at least one of those plays for tonight, and I'm really excited about this football weekend. Do have my NFL preseason game of the year already 4-1 with my football wise guy plays, and I have always done extremely well in the preseason. I got the nickname the football specialist back in the score phone days, deep in the last century. It continues. Really nice start to NFL preseason, especially with wise guy plays. Of course, the NFL game of the year, NFL preseason game of the year is a wise guy play. Got a couple of NFL winners already up for Friday. Saturday, got a total of 5 winners, including my first college football, many winners, and probably going to have some Sunday plays, but already up on the site. In addition to tonight's plays, I got Friday and Saturday football, again, including that NFL preseason game of the year, which is going to be easy peasy. It's going to win yet again, as it has just about every year for the last 30-plus years.
That's right, guys. Get on board here with Joe Duffy over at Pick Dogs. We've got 3 plays, 3 night MLB majors, at least one Juicy Lucy from Joe Duffy over at Pick Dogs. He also has his 2 NFL plays up there. You can also go long-term with Joe Duffy. He's got that 3-pack and 30-day monthly pass. There you get every play from Joe Duffy for 30 days with that 30-day pass. And, of course, that would include Major League Baseball, NFL, college football. It's a good time to get on board long-term with Joe Duffy over at Pick Dogs Premium. All right, Joe, as always, great having you on the show, and enjoy your night. 2 centuries in this business.
Yeah, I have been. 2 centuries in the business. I only look like I'm 23. How do I look so young, Tony T?
I know. You're doing great. So it must be all that exercise and those craft beers. What's in those craft beers?
Yes, definitely the craft beers. Definitely the craft beers. Joe
Duffy here on the drive. We'll talk to him a little later next week. All right, Joe Duffy here on the show. All right, we'll continue on with our coverage. Here joined with Chris Ruffolo. Just a reminder, guys, be sure to subscribe to our channel. Free picks every single day. Of course, it all gets started with the morning show. We got Mitch, Rod Zawacki, Brian Bittler, and of course, the YouTube membership VIP, some great value. Follow that link below. We're getting into football season. That's the time to sign up right now. And of course, we're here Monday through Friday with the drive-through at 6 p.m. Eastern time. We always ask for your help for us to build up our audience. Those likes, those thumbs up, Chris, it really helps us out.
Absolutely, Tony, it does. I always say it's the measuring stick of what we do at Pick Dogs, because we do everything for the Pick Dogs family, the Pick Dogs crew, and, without you guys, there is no Pick Dogs. So keep those likes, those thumbs up coming in, because it helps us out a ton. Can never tell you guys how much it really helps us out, and we appreciate our love and support.
Absolutely. Let's continue on here on the drive-thru. Las Vegas, Nevada is where we go to welcome Joe D'Amico. You find him over at Pick Dogs Premium. Joe, what's going on?
I am very excited to be here, middle of the week, ready to give out some winners. I'm looking at Chris there, donning that UCLA shirt. He kind of resembles a very young Troy Aikman from back in the day. Right now, wearing that UCLA blue. I love it. Just happy to be here and with some of my favorite people, you, Chris, Al, Mitch, Annie Benanni, my favorite young lady out there right now, and got some great announcements to make during my game today, Tony. But ready to give out another big winner here on the drive-thru.
Absolutely, winner from Joe D'Amico here. You've been good to us here on the show. 7 Eastern time. Orioles host the Angels. Angels laying 215, total of 9.
Now, Tony, before I go into anything, I really have to make a shout out. Guys, I have to wish my wonderful and beautiful wife a happy 21st anniversary. I don't know how anybody could stay with me for 21 minutes, let alone 21 years. I love you, baby. Also, sports fans out there, Pick Dogs. Pick Dogs, Pick Dogs. My wife, the first lady of Las Vegas, she has games available, and trust me, as successful as I've been over the last 2 decades documented, she's the brains in this house. She's got some MLB winners out there right now tonight. I want to thank Mitch and the rest of the wonderful Pick Dogs family for their support in this situation. But as Tony said, I do have another winner tonight. Sports fans, like most of the American League teams, Los Angeles has dominated Baltimore. The Angels have taken all 4 meetings with the Orioles in 2021, and going back a bit, They've now taken 5 straight. This includes game 1 of this series yesterday. They trounced them 14-8. Guys, let's face it. Let's talk some turkey. The O's deserve to own the baseball's worst record, 38-86. It's just ugly. It's laughable. They've won a deplorable 17 games at home and are riding a well-documented 19-game losing streak. Things, if you could actually try to fathom it, are going to get worse for Baltimore here tonight. Shohei Ohtani takes the hill 60 feet away from them in the batter's box. Ohtani, 8-1 with a 2.79 on the campaign. Guys, after going 2-0 with a 1.35 in 3 July starts, the Japanese-born phenom, guys, 3-0 with a 1.80 ERA in 3 August starts. As the season progresses, he is getting stronger. He's going further into games as well. Guys, he's rolling. Chris, I ain't related to Doc Ellis. Guys, he gets his first start of the season. Guys, with all respect, this guy was drafted in the 3rd round 7 years ago, all right? To quote Forrest Gump, that's all I got to say about that. Leave it at that. Here's a couple of numbers for you. The Angels, 7-2 the last 9 games played at Camden Yards, 5-0 the last 5 games played as a road favorite, and 10-1 the last 11 games played versus teams with a winning percentage under 400. Guys, I'm taking the Angels on the run line. It almost made a premium play. It didn't because of something even bigger I'll tell you about in a second. But I'm taking this game on the run line. I have some of my own money on it. I'm going to take my bookmaker's money tonight. You follow me, and you will too.
All right, Joe D'Amico here on the Angels run line, -1.5 runs, -140 against the Orioles. All right, Chris, looking at this Orioles outfit with 19 straight losses. It's been disastrous. They lose most of those games. I think 17 have been by 2 runs or greater. And, of course, hey, they covered the run line with Bundy on the hill last night.
Yeah, I don't want to correct you. It was 18 on the run line. 18 of those losses have come by at least 2 runs. And, Joe said Doc Ellis. I think you'd have to be on acid if you're going to take the Baltimore Orioles tonight because it's just a bad spot for Baltimore. I think that like Joe said, it's going to get a lot worse before it gets better for the Orioles. Ohtani's the last guy you'd probably want to face if you're a Baltimore fan tonight. I like the Angels. I think I'd lay this all the way up to -3.5, get some plus money out of it.
Looking at alternate run line here from Chris Ruffolo here. Joe D'Amico here on the Angels run line, -1.5 runs, -140 against the Orioles. This one starts top of the hour, MLB Extra Innings channel. All right, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs Premium. Joe, we're past 7 days, approaching 600 units of profit. We have 10 games, Major League Baseball in the primetime hour. What do you have going on over the site?
Tony, as always, I love you. Thank you for your support. Yes, sports fans, the last 3 days, 3-0 in MLB. I have one big winner tonight, my 100%. That's right, 100% this season. MLB Wild Wednesday winner. I have it posted right here at Pick Dogs. Only $25. And folks, if you go to the leaderboards, I am very proud. I'm humble, but very proud. I'm amongst some great, great people here at Pick Dogs. I'm proud to be leading the leaderboards in preseason football 7-1. I have discounted programs for the rest of preseason, the NFL season, the college football campaign, and the best savings of them all, because saving you money is just as good as making you money, guys. My NFL NCAA football combo discounted package, all right here at Pick Dogs, guys. I am very excited about this football season. I took the last few months to get all my ducks in a row, my sources for line movements, my sources for injuries, and this will be my best football campaign ever. If you follow me, it'll be your most enjoyable, but more importantly, your most profitable. Trust me, follow me this football season.
That's right, guys. Get on board with Joe D'Amico over at Pick Dogs Premium. He's got his MLB Wild Wednesday winner, best play for Major League Baseball, up right now on the site. Of course, you can take those winnings and pick up a long-term pass from Joe. 3, 7, and 30 all sports pass, every play from Joe D'Amico for that period of time. If you like football, well, he's got football. He's got his NFL and he's got his college football season pass. You can combine them in one pass as well. More importantly, go to Joe D'Amico's profile page over at Pick Dog Premium. Select the long-term pass that's to your liking and get on board with a winner. That's Joe D'Amico. All right, Joe, as always, great having your show. Continue that success, and we'll talk in a couple days.
Thank you, Tony, Chris, Mitch, Al, the whole crew, Annie. Thank you, and everybody out there. Good luck and have a winning day.
All right, Joe D'Amico here on the Drive Tour. Let's continue on with our coverage. Stay out west here in Southern California. We're going to welcome Big Al McMordie. You'll find him top of the leaderboard, #1 for 2021 over at Pick Dogs Premium. Al, what's going on?
Not much. Joe brought back memories by bringing up Doc Ellis. I used to watch Ellis pitch at Three Rivers Stadium when I grew up in Pittsburgh. And the interesting thing, I don't know how many people will remember this, but Doc Ellis back in 1975-76, he was traded to the Yankees for Doc Medich. And I don't know if anyone ever followed whatever happened to Doc Medich, but he actually was a doctor. He had a medical degree. In the 2000s, he got his medical license revoked because he was writing phony prescriptions for drugs, and he was taking them himself.
Oh, my goodness. There you go. Oh, those 70s habits. All right, here we go. Big Al, we're looking here at 8 Eastern time with the Brewers to host the Reds. The Brewers laying $1.55, total 7.5.
Back in spring training, I don't know how many people would have expected that the Brewers and Reds would be the two teams battling it out for the National League Central Division lead, but here we are in late August, and that's exactly what we have. Milwaukee extended its lead to 8.5 games yesterday with a victory versus Cincinnati in Game 1 of this series. Cincinnati will try to rebound tonight, and you've got a matchup of two of the better pitchers on each team. It's Luis Castillo for Cincinnati going up against Brandon Woodruff for Milwaukee. And Woodruff, of course, has been terrific all season long. He's 5th overall in baseball in ERA, 4th in the National League with a 2.48 ERA. And then I really like Woodruff in this spot because Castillo, in his career versus the Brewers, 4-7 in 16 career starts at American Family Field, which I still can't get used to this name. I still want to call it Miller Park, but at American Family Field, 1-2 with a 4.02 ERA. And a 1.60 whip. And the key stat for me in this ball game, Castillo, believe it or not, when he's priced as an underdog of plus 150 or less, currently Milwaukee's minus 155 and the comeback on Cincinnati's plus 142. So when Castillo's an underdog of plus 150 or less, 1-11 his last 12. He does not win when he's in an unfavorable matchup. So I'm going to take Milwaukee here. Milwaukee's been really good with Woodruff in all games, 38-23. Plus 7.1 games on the money line in the division. He's 21-8 his last 29, and Woodruff is the play here, minus $1.55.
All right, Big Al is going to go here with minus 155 with the Brewers in this spot. All right, Chris, looking at Castillo, last 2 road starts, 11 earned runs allowed in 10 innings here against the Phillies and Indians.
Yeah, and that's why I was kind of looking at the over here. I just think that this is where the offenses have to break out. I think if Cincinnati wants any chance in this game, they've got to try to put some runs on the board, and I think that Milwaukee is going to get to Castillo here. His road form hasn't been great lately, so I was leaning towards the over with a slight lean towards the Brewers on the money line.
All right, look here at the over from Chris. And of course, Big Al here likes the Brewers minus 155 against the Reds. This one has a start time, 8 Eastern time, over on MLB Extra Innings channel. All right, Al, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs Prim, where you're documented number 1 for 2021, 3,163 units of profit. That's all documented. So if you go to Pick Dogs Prim, you check out Big Al's profile page, you can check out every play. It all adds up here for 2021, 3,163 units of profit. 10 games in Major League Baseball in the prime time. It's football week as well. What do you have going on over at the site?
Well, we swept the board yesterday going 2-0 with the underdog White Sox. We also cashed the Houston Astros. Today I've got a 3-game package, so one click gets all 3 plays. We've got an underdog and 2 favorites, but all 3 of the plays are kind of near pick'em, and you can go to Pick Dogs Premium to get on board. And then we'll, of course, have more plays throughout the week. The best deal of all is to join for the entire football season. I'll be going for my 10th winning NFL season in a row. Of course, football is my favorite sport, with basketball second. So it's a great time to join. We have annual packages, and then team me up with one of the other champion handicappers here, like Tony or Chris or Joe or James, and it's the best value of all at Pick Dogs.
Absolutely, guys. Get on board with Big Al over at Pick Dogs Prim. Come off a 3-0 sweep. He has his MLB triple pack, his best 3 plays from Major League Baseball, now available on the site. You can take those winnings and go long-term with Big Al. 3, 7, and 30 All Sports Pass is your best value there. If you're interested in L's season passes, he's combined his NFL and college football under one pass. You can look for that over on the site as well. Of course, that 2-for-1 capper promotion, great value there when you add a second capper to that, as Al was talking about. All right, Big Al, as always, great having your show. Continue that success, and we'll talk with you again tomorrow.
Thanks, Tony. Thanks, Chris.
All right, Big Al McMordie here on the drive-thru. Let's continue on with our coverage. Before we get to Ann Shorr, I just want to make note. I had some questions about Upton. He's not in the lineup. So Chris is making a change here with James Clark. He will go with Jared Walsh to hit a home run plus 280. So no Upton in the lineup tonight. So the pick from James Clark, he's also posted that in the chat room, is Jared Walsh to hit a home run at plus 280. All right, let's continue on here on the drive-thru. Let's go ahead and welcome Ann Shorr to the show. Ann's been red hot on the site. Ann, what's going on?
Nothing. Just love Wednesday. I get to leave work and come spend the night with you guys over here.
Absolutely.
On the drive-thru.
Great to have you aboard here. Okay, we're going WNBA. Our first WNBA pick of this year. Zawacki had one last year. This might be our first one and only one this year, but Dan's got it. We got Liberty to host the Mercury here at 7 Eastern time. I couldn't find any TV for this one. Maybe it's on the Plus channels out there. Mercury laying 6.5, total 162.5.
Yeah, I know. I saw your thing, the home run process. You know, I don't think anyone's done WNBA yet. I've been following it since it started this summer, so I've just been really excited to give a pick out. I'm hoping to eventually add in some premiums on WNBA. So for tonight, we're looking at two teams. You have the Western Conference versus the Eastern Conference. Both these teams kind of sit around third, fourth place. And so the spread opened up at -2, and now it's at -6 for Phoenix. And just like that alone, that dramatic line movement to me is always, this is going to be a fast-paced game. This is going to be a high-scoring game. The spread is still well under like 8, 9. So that's fouling at the end. All different things right there alone. But if you look at Mercury, they currently have a record of 13-10. They've had 4 wins in a row. They're averaging 80.6 points per game and allowing 80.1 points per game. They're making 43.8% from the floor. They're also shooting 32% from three-pointer. They're averaging 79% from the free throw unit. And they also have their number 2 scorer, the Brittany Griner. She's ranked number 2 right now in the league for points averaged. Phoenix is collecting 441 dimes this season. That ranks 6th in the league. Just great numbers. On the defensive end, they're not great on defense, so that's another thing right there that I like. They're forcing over 10 turnovers per game, drawing 19.7 fouls per game. Going and looking at New York Liberty here, they're 11-14, so they have a losing record right now. They've lost 2 in a row, so things are a little frustrated for them in the Eastern Conference. They're averaging 79.6 points per game, so this is a good night for them to step up and get higher, get their average up a little bit here tonight. And then they allow their opponents 85.4 points per game. New York has 4 players averaging over 15 points per game. And then Sammy Whitcomb, that's somebody to look out for too. She's ranked 2nd for the league for 3-pointers. And just again, this is the first game. We're looking at a double series up ahead, and so, or for this series, it's 2 games. First one tonight, I think it's going to be high pace. It gives the coaches by the second game to figure out how they'll play defense and offense. So tonight I look for a high-scoring game with this WNBA.
All right, yeah, and looking for a high-scoring game here in this WNBA encounter here, Mercury and Liberty. Her play here is Phoenix and New York over a total of 162.5. Right, Chris?
Yeah, I told you, just a heads up. I was looking at NBA TV, yes, and Sportsnet 1 are your places to watch this game tonight. But this was just a tough one for me to look at because, I mean, the first meeting finished at 168 points. It did get us over, but my concern with the Liberty is that they played the second highest, paced offense in the league, almost getting 98 possessions per 40 minutes, but they're only averaging the second worst offensive rating in the league. So this is a tough one for me to call. I'll lean towards the over, but it's maybe one I'll watch rather than bet.
All right, Chris is going to watch this one on NBA TV. All right, Phoenix and New York over 162.
I got the TVs going.
It's better when you go against me, right?
That's right, exactly. Over 162.5. This one's on NBA TV with a start time of 7 p.m. Eastern time. All right, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs, where Ann has been doing fantastic work for 2021. 981 units of profit. We got 10 games in Major League Baseball in the primetime hour. What do you have going on over the site?
So I just had my last final game go off now at 6:30. Coming off a winning day, jump on my 3-day week. I mean, I've been hot for August, and again, just came off a winning day, looking to win tonight and extend this lead. And my Friday's coming around. Everybody knows it's good money on Friday for the weekend with me. My college football package is going up for sale tonight, as well as NFL, something to look at. And again, 2-for-1 capper. You have beautiful Dion, who just joined. She's a wonderful person. I was just out with her in Vegas, her and Joe, and she's excellent, knows her stuff, and just something, pair us up, the power of the Lady Luck right here. So definitely that 2-for-1.
Absolutely, 2-for-1 capper promotion, guys. Get on board with Ann Shorr over at Pick Dogs Premium. You see the numbers here. 981 units of profit 2021. That is all documented. So if you go over to Pick Dogs Premium, you can check out the leaderboards. You can find her profile page. It all adds up. Past 30 days in the plus. Past 7 days in the plus. Last night in the plus. So get on board with Ann Shorr right now at Pick Dogs Premium. A long-term pass, that 30-day pass will get you every play that Ann releases over at Pick Dogs Premium for that 30-day period. That includes her MLB, first 2 weeks of NFL, first 3 weeks of college football. Get on board right now with Ann Shorr, long-term, that lucky lady 30 days at a second capper, even greater value there. All right, Ann, as always, great having you on the show. Continue that success. We'll talk to you a little later in the recap.
Yeah, thanks, guys, and everybody just out there. I'm just trying to get my Twitter up. I made a Twitter, so it's at Ann Shorr. Add me on there. I try to give out a free pick every day, or at least every other day, and we've been doing really well with those. So hop on that too, at Ann Shorr on Twitter.
Ann Shorr
thanks, guys.
on Twitter.
I'll see you later.
A little later, Ann Shorr here on the drive too. Let's continue on here. We're going by Chris. Now it's time to welcome Ron Romanelli to the show. You'll find Ron over at Pick Dogs Premium. Of course, he'll be he's part of that morning crew Saturday and Sunday on the weekends at 10 a.m. Eastern time with Mitch, Rod Zawacki and company. Brian Bittler. We'll get Ron in right now. Ron, what's going on?
Hey, Tony. Hey, you can find me on Twitter, too, at Ronnie Romanelli. So while you're following Ann, go ahead and look up me and follow me as well.
Sounds great. All right, Ron, you're looking here at a season win total from the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah, this is a Jaguars team that I've kept my eyes on this season, just as a lot of football fans have, as they're quite the exciting team. And it was announced today that Trevor Lawrence is going to be the starting quarterback for Week 1 of the regular season. Lawrence, of course, number 1 overall pick in this year's draft out of Clemson. And we've seen quite a heavy dose of Lawrence in the preseason so far. It's been hit or miss as the starting offensive line has struggled around him. And the Jags really haven't been able to establish a ground game with him and quarterback. So heading into the season, the Jags still have plenty of holes on both sides of the ball. You know, the secondary struggled in the preseason so far, and it was a big struggle last season for the Jacksonville as well. And then you got the defensive line, still pretty thin, and the O-line, although it did return a bunch of starters, it was only a group that finished 22nd in the league last season. So the Jaguars are just not quite there yet, in my opinion, as even a big upgrade at the QB position is just not enough to undo what happened last year. I mean, this was a Jaguars team that won 1 game last season, so expecting more than 6.5 wins just seems far too optimistic in my eyes. Currently, I have the Jaguars beating the Falcons at home, the Texans twice, and the Jets on the road. Even if the Jags were able to pick up a win over the Bengals and perhaps split the season series with the Colts, it still put them at 6 wins on the year. And despite really having a weak schedule, I can't see the Jags ending the year with a record of 7-10 or better, despite the strides that they made in the offseason and in the draft. So I'm going to take the under 6.5 wins for the Jacksonville Jaguars this season.
All right, Ron on under 6.5. Of course, ATN got that injury. They only drafted 1 offensive lineman in the draft. They play the NFC West, AFC East. Chris, looks like a real, and of course it's tough in their division. So Chris, I'm with Ron on this one.
Yeah, I don't know if the Jaguars are going to be 6 wins better than their record last year, but I think they could potentially get close because I do think that the Jags could potentially beat the Rams on the road. The Rams, I think, are a team trending in the wrong direction. The issue for the Jaguars is that 6 of their games this year are against teams that had 10+ wins last year. Granted, a couple of those are in their division, so that could be 4 losses right there. But I think this is a team that could get to 5 or 6 wins. 6.5 is going to be a little bit tough.
That key game will be that extra game, the extra game at Cincinnati. That one is something to keep an eye on there. All right, Ron, under 6.5 here with the Jacksonville Jaguars. All right, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs for him tonight. 10 games in the primetime hour for Major League Baseball. You're showing profit here the past 30 days, nearly 300 units of profit. What do you have going on over at the site?
Yeah, I have my MLB Total Crusher play of the night on the website. We have done pretty well with totals in the MLB this season, so check out that play. And, of course, signing up for one of the long-term plans is always a great way to go. You get the most of my picks for the best price possible. we got football right around the corner. This Saturday we got some college football games. I can't wait for that. I'm super excited to put some money in your pockets this season. So check me out, Ron Romanelli at Pick Dogs Premium.
That's right, guys. Get on board with Ron Romanelli over at Pick Dogs Premium, showing positive numbers here the past 30 days. He's got his MLB Total Crusher of the Night going on right now. You can get on board with that winner and go long-term with Ron, because he also has that 3, 7, and 30-day all-sports pass. We get every play that Ron Romanelli releases over at Pick Dogs Premium for that time period you select. When you go over to the profile page and you make that purchase at a second capper for 2-for-1 capper promotion, even greater value there. All right, Ron, as always, great having your show. Continue that success. We'll talk to you next week, but we'll tune in on the weekends. You're a part of that weekend crew at 10 a.m. Eastern Time with Mitch and company.
All righty, guys, have a good one. Let's make some money tonight, boys.
Let's make some money indeed. Ron Romanelli here on the drive-thru. Let's continue on with our coverage. Guys, if you missed any of the picks, we're going to do a complete recap at the end of the show, so stay tuned. All right, now let's welcome Chris. Well, he's right here. It's time for Chris, front and center now with your pick for today. We're going to go ahead and get that game information up for everybody right now. And I think we've got it set up here for you. Let's find it. Here we go. Chris Ruffolo for tonight. Phillies to host the Rays. Phillies laying $1.47. The total sits here at 8.
And the Tampa Bay Rays, definitely a team that I'm familiar with, being in this Toronto market. Being in the AL East, the Rays leading the AL in wins. They've been killing it at the plate since the All-Star break. But now they have to take on a Phillies team that has lost 9 of their last 13 games. But they do play well at home. They're 10 games above 500 at home compared to 9 games under on the road. And this, to me, is the battle of the pitching matchup. Now, we know that the Tampa Bay Rays like to implement a bullpen-heavy rotation, bullpen-heavy lineup, bullpen-heavy pitching rotation. But the Phillies tonight counteract with Zach Wheeler, who leads the majors in innings pitched and strikeouts this season. Now, Tampa Bay, this is a team that did play 5+ runs in 7 straight games before a 3-1 win last night. But the Rays also have the 5th highest swing and miss percentage in the major leagues. I think Zach Wheeler's going to be able to take advantage of that tonight, add to that strikeout total. I think we're just getting a decent price at home with the more desperate team in Philadelphia. And this is a team that needs the wins a lot more than the Tampa Bay Rays do. Yes, you have the red-hot Yankees on their tails. But like I always say, September is the month where you get a lot of division matchups. And the Tampa Bay Rays have done pretty well against the Yankees this season. So I think they'll have some bigger fish to fry and be able to focus on those games a little bit more. But I do think the Phillies need this one right now. And I think behind Wheeler, who has had his hiccups, I do think they get it behind a strong performance from their ace tonight.
Yeah, that's a tough one. That's a tough one for me here. $1.47, $1.44 I'm seeing right now. I know Yarborough's had his troubles, but Tampa Bay knows that. He'll be out in a flash if he's shown any struggles here, and we'll get into that bullpen that's pitched well for them. Of course, the Phillies right now, if you look at their past 10 games, they're really struggling hitting the baseball. Yes, they have faced some really tough competition of late here. Padres. I don't know if I'll go that far with the Padres. They had success against the Padres. They faced Arizona, but still the hitting averages just aren't adding up for me with the Phillies here the past 10 games. And of course, the Rays, a team that focuses on run prevention. And again, Yarbrough has had his struggles, but against Boston, he was hammered. I think he was hammered also in that start against the Baltimore Orioles. 10 runs his past 10 innings. And of course, when you look here at Wheeler, 10 runs allowed in his past 12 2/3 innings. The only thing that bothers me here, Chris, is laying at $1.44 to $1.47 with the Phillies.
Yeah, and I think, and I can definitely see why. I mean, the Tampa Bay Rays have been one of, if not the best team in the American League for much of the season. But I think that this is simply a case of the price is what it is for a reason. I think Wheeler is due to bounce back, after, let's call a spade, some subpar starts. I mean, giving up 6 runs to the Arizona Diamondbacks of all teams doesn't necessarily scream ace-type pitching, but there are some situations where Wheeler has to just be considered a stopper, and when a team needs a win, well, sometimes they have to be able to rely on their best pitcher. Like I said, I just think that Tampa Bay, they have bigger fish to fry within the division, and this is simply a case of Philadelphia having their best pitcher on the mound against a team with a high swing and miss ratio. That's just where I mean, I agree the price is less than ideal. It was around $1.30 when I saw it this morning, but $1.47. I think you can play it up to $1.50 comfortably, and I think after that, then you really got to start maybe looking the other way, or maybe it's a no play at all.
All right, Chris on the Phillies, minus 147 against the Rays. And, of course, we got a start time here, top of the hour over on MLB Extra Innings channel. All right, Chris, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs Premium. Past 30 days, 981 units of profit. That's all documented. 10 games from Major League Baseball in the primetime hour. What do you have going on over the site?
Well, it's my favorite day of the week. Whale Bet Wednesday, 3 plays. My favorite 3 plays on the board. I think my favorite plays of the week. I could even go out as far as to say on the board. Got that for $29.95 over at the website. Includes my first and probably only 11-star play of the season. I know you guys would say, it's only 10 stars is your max, so you can only give 100%. Now, this is one of my favorite plays of the year, something that you're not going to want to miss out on that big fish play in that package. But I also got the 3-day, 7-day, 30-day packages. You can see from the numbers at the bottom there, if you've been on long-term, the 30 days, you're doing pretty well. You're sitting pretty right now. So definitely check those out. 2-for-1 capper deal. Again, some of the best value on the website, as well as the season passes. They're all there for you guys to save money and make money, which is the goal at Pick Dogs. So definitely go check those out, and I can promise you won't regret it.
That's right, guys. Get on board with Chris Ruffolo over at Pick Dogs Premium. You see the numbers here, 981 units of profit past 30 days, all documented. Visit his profile page. The picks there have been graded. You can check them all out. He's got his Well Bet Wednesday 3-pack. His 3 best plays from Major League Baseball. A real strong play tonight for Major League Baseball as well. That's part of that 3-pack. Get on board with that. A really good price. Of course, take those winnings. Go long-term with Chris. 3, 7, and 30 all scores past every play at Pick Dogs Premium for that period of time you select when you go to the profile page and you make that purchase. He also has his football season passes up there. He's got his NFL, college football season pass. You can combine them. Just visit his page and go out there and pick up one of his long-term passes. All right, let's continue on here on the drive-thru here. Join with Chris Ruffolo. Now it's time to welcome Mitch to the show. Of course, Mitch, you'll find him over at Pick Dogs. Part of that morning crew. Leads in at 10 a.m. Eastern time. Mitch, what's happening?
Just ready for football at this point. I got to say, Tony knows we started as a college football site, and I still get excited about college football. It looks like Ruffalo's got his weekend college football gear on there, ready to roll. It's Chip Kelly autographed, or did he autograph your chest for you? Is that what happened?
Oh, no, he definitely autographed the chest. There was, yeah.
Chip, could you autograph my chest for me?
Oh, please. Are you kidding? I went 3 buttons for Chip Kelly. I went all the way down to here.
Hey, the poor people that had Jim Mora Jr. tattooed across their chest.
Oh, yes. And we know what Jim Mora has done for you in the past, Mitch. All right.
He's so money.
So money, absolutely. All right. Tonight we got some money on the table here with the Blue Jays hosting the White Sox. This is your game on MLB Network. The Blue Jays here laying $1.25 to late 8.5.
You know, the Blue Jays, I just struggle with this team. I know Robbie Ray's having a career year, and this guy's always had good stuff. But I think the thing with Robbie Ray is that, he's always had control problems throughout his career. And this year he's kind of solved those control problems, and he's gotten it together as far as, getting the ball over the plate. And he's been super effective because he has good enough stuff to get it over the plate. But the issue is he's facing a big lineup here in the White Sox. And the Blue Jays, as a team, haven't gotten it done really against the better teams. The Blue Jays have had a lot of chances in those must-win games against, the ones against the bad teams. The kind of Tampa Bay always wins, right? It's like you always beat the bad teams. But the Blue Jays never take care of business when they need to, and that's why they're always on the outside looking in. Close, but not close enough. And I think that's the case here with Robbie Ray against Giolito. The White Sox number 1 starter, who's been pretty much money the second half of the season. He had one hiccup against Kansas City. Kansas City got the White Sox good, and they got the Astros good this season. And, so that happens, but it's kind of like a horse that runs a bad race in the mud or on the grass. You can throw that race out, and you look all around it. It's just 1 and 2 runs, and with this White Sox lineup, I think he's good enough.
All right, Mitch is looking here at the White Sox plus 105 against the Blue Jays. All right, Chris, I know the Blue Jays are near and dear to your heart, but, man, they're just not scoring runs here.
They're not, but again, I'm 1-1 with the Blue Jays in this series on the drive-thru. I might as well, stick to my guns here. I'm going to stick with the Blue Jays again. Robbie Ray, like Mitch said, is having a career year, leads the team in ERA, WHIP. He's just having a great year.
He's one of the top ERAs in baseball.
Yeah, baseball is one of the problem is they scored 1 run for him in the last start and 2 starts back for him. They love him.
Yeah, clearly they absolutely do. But I don't know. I know the White Sox have been crushing left-handed pitching all year, but sometimes I'm just going to stick with the homer mentality here and hope it pays off. To be honest with you, and just hope I come out with a winning record on the drive-through this week with the Blue Jays.
I think you look at the White Sox, 3 years ago, and you say, where do you want to be in 3 years? Because they had all these same players on the roster then, except for maybe Lance Lynn, right? So they had all of the same players on the line, and they said, where are you going to be? 3 years ago, they were on the 3-year plan, and here they are. They've arrived. And, next year, you can see this team being even better than they are now. And it's like, they're stacked, man. They're peaking at the right time. This is, they struggled on the road, but,
All right, Mitch here on the White Sox in this one, plus 105. This one has a start time, 7 Eastern time over on MLB Extra Innings Channel. All right, Mitch, what's happening over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Oh, what isn't happening at Pick Dogs Premium? We got 5 new cappers on the way for football season. We're going to have more female cappers on our websites than all the other sports handicapping sites combined, not just women that come here and serve softballs up to the guys, women that know their nuts and bolts when it comes to betting on sports. And, I'm excited about that. We're equal opportunity. We always have been. We don't look at race, religion, color, anything like that. We never have. We just want the very best cappers out there. Man, women, whatever. Well, you got to be over 18, right? That's the law. But, anything else. But, you find me a gorilla that throws darts and, hits winners, they're welcome to join our team as well. It's so as long as it's winners consistently, it's like whatever it takes. I just want everyone to win.
Absolutely. All right, Mitch, it's always great having a show. We're kind of up against it here. We'll check in the morning show at 10 a.m. Eastern time. We'll talk with you next week.
Aloha, everyone. Have a great day.
All right, Mitch here on the drive. Let's continue on now. It's time for my play, and then we'll go on with the recap. We're going to look at this Mets and Giants game. Hey, look, I'm going to continue to take this Giants team. I mean, minus 108 here. I don't get it. All right, Johnny Cueto will get the start. He's allowed 3 earned runs or fewer in 5 straight. Taijuan Walker is going to counter for New York. Walker, look at his past 7 starts. 28 earned runs allowed, 33 2/3 innings. And the Mets now have lost, 9 of 11 in that period? They're hitting 207. Giants bullpen's really sharp now in that period of time. A whip of .89, opponents batting 202. New York 28th in scoring, 20th in homers. Giants 9th in scoring, 2nd homers. I'm going to take the Giants again, Chris.
Yeah, I'm with you, Tony. There's just no sense in backing the Mets, especially with Taijuan Walker pitching. 0-5 with an ERA just shy of 8 in his last 6 starts, basically since the All-Star break. And it's not getting any better. He had that one nice start against the Dodgers, but then regressed in his next start. So I'm with you. I think the Giants are holding all the value in this one.
Yep, Giants, the value got there. All right, guys, be sure to check out Pick Dogs Premium. I have my best 3 plays from Major League Baseball available right now. I'm also part of that 2-for-1 capper promotion, so check out my 3, 7, and 30 Sports Pass and get signed up. Let's continue on here on the drive-thru. Now time for the recap, and Shorr will join us. We started off with James. We're going to change James' pick because Upton, as I thought, is not in the lineup, so we're going to go here with Jared Walsh to hit a home run. That's plus 280 for James Clark. Then Duffy was on Nationals, Marlins under 7.5. Joe D'Amico, Angels run line, minus 1.5 runs, minus 140 against the Orioles. McMordie, Brewers, minus 155 against the Reds. And Mercury, Liberty over 162.5 WNBA. Ron, Jags, under 6.5 wins. Chris, Phillies, minus 147 against the Rays. Mitch was on the White Sox, plus 105 against the Blue Jays. Yours truly, Giants, minus 108 against the Mets. Let's go to Chris. Other than your pick, which one do you like the best?
Tony, when the drive-thru was in its early stages, it was me, you, and Joe D'Amico on the host panel. I can't. I have to go back to old times. I'm going to stick with you and Joe. I know you want me to pick one, but I can't. I love the Angels tonight, and I love the Giants.
All right, Doug, parlay there. Our Angels run line, Giants minus 108. And other than your pick, which one do you like the best?
Kind of how I feel, Chris. Like I appreciate your pick. I really like it, especially being a Phillies fan. But I mean, once the Baltimore started losing 5 in a row, I've been taking every game against them. So I mean, I think they're going on 20 losses tonight. So I'm going to be on my 15th win tonight. I can't go wrong with the Angels. I mean, I just took it money line, but. Hey, like Chris said, you get that -3, get some plus money. Go for the -2.5 if you want.
Yeah, I'm going to get on that boat too. Angels run line, just keep going against disaster. Just go ahead and take the Angels in this one, -1.5 against 140 against the Orioles. All right, that'll do it for this edition of the drive-thru, guys. Tune in tomorrow, 6 p.m. Eastern time. We'll do it all over again. 8 cappers booked on the show, giving out live fee sports picks for the games in prime time. Of course, it all gets started with the morning show. It's at 10 a.m. Eastern time. Mitch, Rod Zawacki, Brian Bittler. And, of course, don't forget that YouTube membership, VIP, great value. Follow the link below. Get signed up. It's football season. Get signed up for it. Let's bring in the crew from tonight. Wave good night to everyone. Have yourself a great night. We'll talk.